You're telling me he will replicate 2/3 of Saquon's production? Be for real. Like, be for real. Breece Hall got injured. They traded for James Robinson to fill Breece Hall's
still couldn't
role.
get on the field.
This dude was that bad. Michael Carter got more playing time than him. What are we talking about? Don't disrespect. There's being realistic about running back positions, and then there's being disrespectful. And that's just a disrespectful comment towards Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So I just had to throw that out there because that guy's an idiot. One time. What is good, everybody? It's your boy Aaron.
Brian.
This is Courtside View Podcast, man. See, we had footage, but whatever reason, the camera just shut off, didn't save it. So we're going to do this again. We're going to do football. This is going to be mainly football the entire episode. So let's get down to it. Jonathan Taylor. I know, we're doing it again. Jonathan Taylor requested a trade from the Colts. I have to say this. Jonathan Taylor's tripping. Jonathan Taylor, he needs to smell the roses. I will say Jim Irsay's tripping also.
Yes.
Because the stuff that he said was egregious. Talking about if I die, if Jonathan Taylor, if he doesn't play football again, people won't remember us. Like, why even say that comment? Why? Like, it's so unnecessary. But anywho, Jonathan Taylor, your reaction to the entire situation again.
This is a wild situation, especially with this news or whatever of him injuring his back, and the Colts could possibly put him on an injured list and not pay him any money. Then he coming on Twitter like, man, I had no back injury. What are they talking about? So yeah, this is just a silly situation. The Colts is doing Colts things again. We seen how they treat players, seen what happened to Andrew Luck, seen what happened to Payton Manning, and now it's Jonathan Taylor's next on the chopping block, it seems. And then then Jim Irsay came out and said, we're not trading Jonathan Taylor. It's just not happening. So it's a sticky situation.
If he does want $16 million, he needs to. He's tripping. Like,
he's not getting 16.
Yeah, he's not getting 16. He's like 27, around that range. He was drafted 2019 or 2020. He's not getting that for his age. I said this again. I'm gonna say it again because somebody in the comment section, I believe it was either the real or the short, said that you're wrong when it comes to like the running back position and how I said that the franchise tag is the number one reason why these running backs are getting hold. I'm gonna say it again. It is because if you have a really good season and then maybe you don't have as good of a season, they could just franchise you twice, and then by the age of 28, you're not going to get paid the value that you think you deserve because you're 28 years old, and the running back age that normally they start to decline is 28 years old. So that's why I say the franchise tag is number one reason, and they need to eradicate it. They're obviously not because it benefits the owners at the end of the day. But if the league, if Roger Goodell, if the Players Association were smart, they would come together and say, hey, how about we make it to where the running back position you cannot franchise tag? Okay. I feel like that's fair. But will they do it? I highly doubt it because the league, they're full of people that really don't give a damn about the players at all. It took them so much time before they actually gave a damn about their safety, about concussions. Because there was a lot of outcry from the public, from the fans, there was freaking movies made about concussions, documentaries made about concussions, books made about concussions. It took them so long before they even have these like specialty sort of helmets for practices to protect their heads and stuff. So when it comes to running backs, they have no leverage. Holding out in this day and age is a mistake. You're beholden pretty much to the organization because the market is dry. So, yeah, doing this now, I think it's a mistake by Jonathan Taylor. Why would you wait until training camp? Teams are getting ready for the season. They already have their roster set. Dalvin Cook hasn't even gotten signed yet. Zeke hasn't even gotten signed yet. That just lets you know how bad the running back market is. So you're doing this at the worst time. You're doing this at a time where you have the least amount of leverage. And then not understanding that you had a down year. If you did this after having that MVP caliber season, I could understand it because then, all right, you're justified. This year, you have no justification for asking for $16 million after you only had one great season on your docket. I'm sorry. Like, last year, that was your best season ever, and that was your only great season that I can remember. Maybe you had 1,000 yards, but it wasn't really that impactful. I was shocked. A lot of people were shocked at how good you were 2021 when he had 1,800 yards. Nobody saw that coming, even though you were a second-round pick.
I mean, 2020, he did have like almost 1,200 yards and 11 TDs.
All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll give him that.
At 5 yards a carry.
That's not bad. But at the end of the day, you had a down year. So that's not going to help your case when it comes to contract negotiations. You have to be ascending, not declining. And so you demanding a contract, he's like 27, 26 right now. The team is only giving what is it?
He is, let me see, 24.
Oh, 24?
Yeah.
But still, he had a decline. He had a bad season. So they're going to hold him. You have to keep having good seasons before you start demanding a new contract. That's what Christian McCaffrey did. Christian McCaffrey, I think he got a new deal relatively early. I think it was. It may have been 24, 25, and he was coming off of having really good seasons. Like I think he had 1 year he had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, and then in 2019 he had like an MVP caliber season.
Yeah.
And so he was warranted that new contract because he outplayed his contract, his rookie contract. So with Jonathan Taylor, you can't have a down year and then expect to get $16 million a year. That's all I'm saying. Transitioning to Saquon Barkley, and we're going to running backs again. Saquon, he folded, he caved in, he accepted a 1-year deal, $900,000 more than what he would get with just the franchise tag. I thought that all this talk about him holding out was a waste of time. I think that Saquon, I thought he was going to be hell-bent. I thought he was going to really be serious about this. I was wrong. I guess that meeting with the running backs really dissuaded his confidence in holding out and thinking that he could get a deal that he would like. I think him accepting a 1-year deal instead of just taking whatever the Giants give him is a mistake because all you're doing is just hurting your chances of giving even more money because you're going to be a year older when you come back to the same position again. And him doing this, they can still franchise tag him next year.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They didn't waive. That's another thing that the problem with the contract. There wasn't anything in the contract where it says, well, okay, we can't franchise you next year.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So all he got with all of this talk about I want more money, I want my respect and everything going on podcasts talking about it was $900,000 more. That's it. How you feel about that?
Probably should have accepted the deal they offered him last year, whatever year that was, because now you're setting yourself up to get, like you say, franchise tagged again. Or they just say, okay, if you don't perform as well and the offense doesn't necessarily run 100% through you or whatever percent like it was the previous year, they go, okay, well, you're still not worth the money. We'll just draft a running back. Because there's some running backs coming out next year. Especially a running back from Michigan. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't. I know.
Is it
I can't
Cole?
remember either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's pretty talented as well.
So, hey.
I will say this, though, because there's this guy in the comment section of one of the YouTube videos when I was talking about Saquon. He was like, well, James Robinson, he can replicate 2/3 of his production. I'm like, shut the hell up. James Robinson hasn't been good since, what was it, rookie year maybe? Or his second year?
I don't even know.
Bruh, James Robinson is not good. He got let go. He got traded from Jacksonville to the Jets. He didn't do squat with the Jets. And the Giants,
Went right down the street for a job.
Come on, bro. James Robinson replicating 2/3 of Saquon Barkley's production.
He's
That
drunk.
is just a terrible.
See that's the far extreme of the running backs don't matter debate. People.
Exactly. See, there's some people. I look on like Instagram or on YouTube, whatever, on the comment section, and I'm just like, do they know football at all?
No,
like,
they
do
don't.
they really watch the games? Because saying stuff like that, I'm just scratching my head. Like, okay, I get it. Running backs, they are replaceable, but there's some running backs where they're just that much better than the other position. So you saying James Robinson, who was not good with the Jets, who literally lost his job to what's his name from Jacksonville, the starting runner, ETN. You're telling me he will replicate 2/3 of Saquon's production? Be for real. Like, be for real. Breece Hall got injured. They traded for James Robinson to fill Breece Hall's
He still couldn't
role.
get on the field.
This dude was that bad. Michael Carter got more playing time than him. What are we talking about? Don't disrespect. There's being realistic about running back positions, and then there's being disrespectful. And that's just a disrespectful comment towards Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So I just had to throw that out there because that guy's an idiot. Anywho, yeah, so Saquon just...
Well, we just lost a subscriber.
who cares? And I doubt he's subscribing anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Saquon, these running backs are just making a mistake, just thinking they can hold out right now. This is not the time to do it. We're in
Especially in a passing league.
Come on, man. Look at the times we're in. Inflation is going up. We're in the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of a pandemic.
It's so much stuff going on right now. There's a heat wave.
Gas is $2.79 over here.
$2.79. You mean $3.79?
I mean, yeah, $3.79.
I'm about to say $2.79. That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that
gas
would be
is $3.79.
I haven't seen $2.79 since
pre-pandemic.
pandemic.
Yeah, pre-pandemic.
Honestly, yeah, around like pandemic first started, when people weren't driving, or when Obama's last term, at the end of his term. I haven't seen that gas price since then. So, anyway, that's a side note. These running backs, like, holding out now, complaining now is the wrong time because the market is just so dry right now. Like, really good, solid running backs that you would think would get, a deal are not getting signed. Kareem Hunt, Dalvin Cook is still contemplating where he wants to go, and I don't know why he's taking so long. Zeke, he can't. Like, the Cowboys have to co-sign him. Like, hey, go talk to Zeke, Patriots. They have to co-sign him. What? So it's just they're just in a bad spot right now, and I don't see why running backs would try to hold out now. Josh Jacobs, I don't know why he would try to hold out now. Like, dude, just report to camp. Not the right time.
I saw a tweet that said, he said, yeah, all this stuff is funny, but when the top 10, 15 running backs hold out or go on strike, it's going to be scary. I'm like, they're just going to find 10, 15 other running backs to step up and take care of the load. And that's not going to do anything.
And the running backs, they don't have the balls. They don't have what it takes to hold out like that. There's no collective sort of agreement between one another. Everybody's looking out for themselves.
Right.
And that's the problem, because everybody has their own families. Everybody has, issues that they have to sort of resolve, right? They have bills that they have to pay. Because of that, they don't have the luxury to hold out. They don't have the money. They don't have the endorsements like a quarterback or a wide receiver would, or even sometimes a pass rusher, depending on the pass rusher, to be able to hold out like they could, because they're not getting paid a whole lot of money.
And ain't no fully guaranteed contract, so.
So, like, whoever said that is just ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, there's not going to be 10, 15 really good running backs that are just going to decide, we're just going to sit out, because they don't have the luxury to sit out. It's just plain and simple. So, in this day and age, like, I don't think you're going to see a Zeke situation. I don't think you're going to see a Le'Veon situation where they just sit out maybe, a few games of the regular season or the whole season just to prove a point. I just don't see that happening.
Me either.
Because teams looking at those contracts, Zeke and Le'Veon screwed the market. Because Le'Veon, the minute he signed with the Jets, was not the same. He was not that same player. And he still got his money. Zeke declined once he got his money.
Yeah.
How many times I heard Skip Bayless saying he looked like he running on Cabo sand? Like, that's the problem.
You know what's funny? It was unfortunate because as soon as Zeke signed this contract, that's when Dak took the team over, and people were like, okay, the offense runs through the QB now.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Look at our record without Zeke versus without Dak. That'll tell you everything you need to know.
And before Zeke signed the contract, people are like, oh, Zeke is the entire offense. Zeke is what makes the offense go. Without Zeke, the offense looked kind of...
Which is funny because in 2018, we was some trash before we got Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That is true. That is did he hold out when you guys had Amari Cooper? I don't think so.
I believe he got paid in either 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, I can't really remember exactly the timeline of that. I'm
about to look that up. Actually, we got Google.
I do remember 2016 was his rookie year. He was playing well. 2017 he had to sit for like some games because
2019 he got paid.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that was after the Amari Cooper stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't remember what you guys' record was that season. Did you guys make the playoffs?
2019 we lost. We didn't because Jason Garrett sold us.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember.
And that's the year we fired him too.
Was that the year Amari Cooper against the Eagles? He sort of was selling you guys. He sort of sold at the end.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I remember that year. That was bad.
And I think that's the year that Skip Bayless meme. It's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the year that was born. Yeah, he was talking about that game or something.
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, all right. So now my memory's sort of coming back to me now. So yeah, Zeke is just not looking good. Sean Payton throwing shots at Nathaniel Hackett. Wasn't expecting that at all. But it is typical Sean Payton fashion. He is one of those guys that just says whatever is on his mind. You talked about how he made like a choke gesture one time on the field.
Yeah.
Even he be talking back to players too.
Mm-hmm.
Just your reaction to him just calling out Nathaniel Hackett.
He's not wrong, but you shouldn't say stuff like that. Like you could throw like subliminals, like coaching staff last year they didn't do. I don't think they did this right. But he just straight out said this was one of the worst coaching, probably the worst coaching job in NFL history. Like that is crazy to say about a coach that's literally still in the league and you got to play them on a schedule this year.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't. He went a little too far, and then they said, I think it was another quiz said they was trying to analyze film and he couldn't do. He was like he didn't know what they were doing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dang, like what did Nathaniel Hackett do to you? Mm-hmm. So yeah, he went a little too overboard right there. Yeah. He should have just kept it on some. Like, I didn't really agree with some of the things the last regime. He ain't even have to say that. He could have just said nothing. How about say nothing?
Pretty much.
How about tell people what you're going to do this year instead of worried about what happened last year?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. And I don't know how players are going to respond to Sean Payton and his comments. Specifically
One player already did.
Specifically a Broncos
He used to play for the Broncos. I think he's on the Jets now. And he said something. I forgot. But one former player did respond.
Aaron Rodgers responded.
Yeah.
Defending Nathaniel Hackett, pretty much saying that he's one of my favorite coaches of all time, and he doesn't like what Sean Payton said.
He said it was inappropriate.
He said, keep my coach's name out your mouth.
Will Smith style.
Pretty much, and this is shocking. I've never seen Aaron Rodgers act like this before. He's giving back money to an organization, and he's protecting coaches. What's going on here? This is a revelation. This is
bonding
different.
With the youngins.
This is different. I've never seen this from Aaron Rodgers. If you're a Jets fan, you should be excited
Yeah.
A good Aaron Rodgers, a happy Aaron Rodgers, that means your team's going to be good. Because when he's not happy, it's not looking too good.
Yeah.
Looking very muddy in the water. So, if you're a Jets fan, all is positive right now. And good luck with you guys little as a Packer fan, we don't have him no more. We'll just have to see what Jordan Love looks like.
And y'all got some little more momentum. It's Jalen Ramsey got hurt, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
He's out till December, so.
Yep, and the whole thing with the Bills and Stephon Diggs, we don't know how that situation is going to sort of materialize during the season. It seems like Stephon Diggs is not really cool with the coaching staff. I don't know if he's really cool with Josh Allen anymore. I don't know what the hell happened. They're saying what happened in the playoff game, but that's like 6 months ago. That's a long time. It has to be bigger than just football. There's no way it can just be bigger than football.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I don't know. Need more reporting. Come on, Bills beat writers. We need more reporting about this issue, about this situation. Because right now, we don't know. Anywho, Jets fans, you should be excited because it seems like the Jets are primed to win the division. Anywho, Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow, he injured his calf, and he's going to be out for several weeks.
Yes.
It's reported that he'll be ready by week 1, so that's a good sign. But this changes everything in terms of maybe my predictions for who's going to be the division winner, because with him being out this long, this is the second time this happened. Last year he was dealing with an injury, he had surgery, and he wasn't able to play the preseason. Was able to really play the training camp as well, and so he was a bit rusty when he came back week 1. It wasn't until after the Browns game that the team started to get it going. So I'll say this: I think he'll be fine. I think you talked about with Dak Prescott, and he had a similar injury as well, but he was only able to heal for like a week,
2 weeks,
2 weeks. But with him, he'll have several weeks.
Yeah.
So just talk about your reaction to Joe Burrow's news, and how do you see sort of him and his play when the season starts? How do you think he'll be able to recover and still play on that sort of level that he was last year?
I say yes because Joe Burrow is a tough dude. But think about calf strains you got to be very careful with, because they're very close to being the Achilles injury. And that would be a nightmare for for Bengals fans in the org. So, yeah, you got to sit him. I'd honestly sit him out until week 1. I don't do any football activity. Don't even try to rush him back or nothing, because you'd rather him be out in the beginning of the season or have to possibly miss the beginning of the season versus the latter end of the season where the playoff push happens. So hopefully he can make a full recovery and it won't linger or nothing like that. Because remember, Kevin Durant had a calf strain. He sat out for 4 or so weeks, came back in the finals and tore his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not completely out of the woods just yet.
I think it was Joe Burrow's rookie year. I don't know what injury.
Tore his ACL.
ACL. Okay. Well, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Got to be very careful. And he still hasn't gotten his extension yet, but he'll get his extension.
Oh, yeah, he'll get it.
It doesn't matter if he injured his calf. He's gonna get money.
He's getting paid.
Yeah, he's gonna get top dollar. So we'll just have to wait on that one. I'm trying to think. There might have been something else.
But as far as injuries,
nah. Well, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, we just talked about Jalen.
We did talk about Jalen Ramsey. Was that before the loss?
I just bought him up. I just bought him up.
Yeah,
I just bought him up.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because my memory. Oh man, I lost footage. Anyway, yeah.
Also, 2 Seahawks players got injured.
Yep, the running backs for the Seahawks.
Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
I don't know who they're gonna have running the ball. Especially because I think Kenneth Walker, it's a growing injury. So, those are terrible injuries, man.
Yeah, it's very dicey. Geno Smith, he needs a running game, because when Kenneth Walker, when he wasn't as effective, he was struggling out there.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to wait and see on Seattle. They might be a team that goes down this year. I think they won 9 games last year. So
something like that.
Yeah, they won 9 games. And if the Packers would have beat the Lions, they would have went to the playoffs, but that's a different discussion. Anywho, football training camp is back. I'm excited. It's really good. I've been hearing really good things about Justin Fields and DJ Moore. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy.
I haven't seen any Bears training camp footage like at all.
I've seen a little bit when it comes to Justin Fields throwing to DJ Moore, and they have a really good connection. Might be a little, fantasy. You know what I'm saying? A little fantasy pick might get DJ Moore in fantasy. You feel me? And Jordan Love, I haven't really heard much of. I've seen a little bit of footage. I saw him get picked off. He tried to thread the needle to Christian Watson, I believe it was, and Jair Alexander played the ball really well, and he tipped it and got intercepted by one of our linebackers. So, yeah, that's all I can really say about Jordan Love on that note. Dak Prescott, he's on pick watch in training camp. You know what I'm saying? He already threw 2 picks.
Desmond Ridder stinking up the joint.
Oh my God, Desmond Ridder. Wow.
They're not even trying to put bro on camera.
Let's talk about that because
they just sent a video in a group chat where Kyle Pitts cooked his man, but he had to turn. He was running a in, and he had to turn and catch the ball like this because Desmond Ridder threw that trash pass.
I'll say this: I see what's going on. Whenever Desmond Ridder throws a bad pass, they don't show his face. Whenever he throws a good pass, they show his face. I see what y'all doing. I see, and it's not even just the Falcons organization; it's the media as well. I see what you guys are doing. So you can't fool me. We know he's trash. I'm just saying they should have drafted a quarterback. I don't know why they believed in this 4th round pick that he's gonna be good.
Who was they going to draft? Will Levis.
They could have traded up and tried to get Anthony Richardson instead of getting B. John Robinson. Even though he's been killing it.
He's going to be a good fantasy pickup.
Oh my God, he's going to be so good.
Y'all better pick up him and Tyler Allegier.
Anywho, but I don't get it. Is there any other football news that we haven't talked about?
The itinerary. Nope.
All right. Yeah, that'll do it on that one. Is there anything else you want to talk about before you get out of here?
Nope. My voice is parched.
Yes.
We've talked for nearly 3 hours. It's 2 hours.
Yeah. So we had to do a double take, unfortunately, because of the damn camera. But we gave you guys some content today, so hopefully you enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well because we post a lot of content on Instagram as well. Also Threads, we try to get some content on there. And just check us out. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching and peace.
Football's back.
Yes.
Cold world, still a cold world. And a couple y'all is cool, but we a little more thorough. Whole time, a little more girls. You know I spit that sick shit and it's still no cure. Hold up, loud.